Hey there, Forever Dog listeners. I'm Michael Wolf.
And I'm Colin O'Brien. And we're the hosts of America's loudest podcast, Literati!
Sorry. We are recording in the library. Literati is a podcast about books and the idiots who write them, featuring real readings from some of your favorite authors.
And some of your favorite comedians pretending to be authors.
Mostly that one. Plus, we dole out tons of amazing, unsolicited writing advice because we believe everyone has at least one great novel in them.
Hey, just last week, I had to get a novel surgically removed from my small intestine.
I accidentally sat on my bookshelf, and now I have 3 good novels inside me.
Very impressive. New episodes of Literati are premiering on Monday, February 4th, and every Monday after that until we die. And that is contractual.
Stick around until after the show to hear a special sneak preview of our interview with comedian Josh Sharp reading under his pseudonym, Clint Dimples.
And be sure to subscribe to Literati on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
And that's the end of that chapter.
Forever Dog.
Okay, Brett, how are you feeling?
Good.
Good. Here, wait, can you unbutton your top button for me?
Sure.
Okay. Hold on.
I hope you guys don't mind that I brought Nick and Casey along.
Actually, I'm gonna go by. My name's Muggy Petrillo. I've been working on it.
Yeah, we were very, very, very upset when we heard that you were coming, but
Yeah. Why don't you take it easy?
This was kind of a if Brett demanded this, said he would walk if we didn't allow it. So
Well, they were my guests on the podcast, and then
Yeah,
you
we
rudely
love the
interrupted the
podcast.
podcast.
after you told me we were very well acquainted with your podcast, where you also confessed to multiple crimes across multiple episodes and then willingly posted them on the internet.
Yeah, forget
Yes,
about
honey.
it.
Forget it. My name's
So,
Muggy Jr.
hey, listen up. This is
That's
very
my son
serious.
over there.
Muggy Jr.
Guys, do you understand the gravity of what's about to happen?
Hey,
Yeah, Gravity, Sandra Bullock.
Sandra
Yeah.
Bullock. Contact.
So we have about 75 FBI agents throughout this hotel, as well as
Oh.
75, yes. So nothing's going to go wrong, but we're here for you, okay?
Okay.
Whatever you do, just remain calm. They're not going to find the wire.
Yeah,
Speak
forget
normally.
about
You don't
should
need to, like,
forget about it.
I know you don't have to,
Speak
like
like normal.
speak.
Speak like normal.
I'm ready. I'm ready for this. And
The
my
guys.
And if
ready.
anything, and
my
if
boys are ready.
Let's get
Yeah,
after
how you
it.
doing?
And for you to let me remind you to please keep your mouth shut and don't say anything.
You got it. Lock the gates. Let's do
Hey,
it.
oh! How am I gonna keep my mouth shut if you put a Stromboli
And
in
what
front
did
of
we
me?
what
huh?
did we talk about? What are you going to say to him if he asks who these two are?
Hey, forget about it.
I'm Muggy Jr.
No. You both are going to be Brett's
Brett's
cousins
Cousins.
who are in town.
For our
with him.
business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The salami convention.
We're selling salami at the convention.
These guys are gonna fit in. They've been doing this for hours.
He's
Okay.
gonna like us.
I'm going to be right
I
next
went
door.
to Juilliard.
I'm going to be right next door. This is all going to be good.
Okay.
You're doing it. You're doing a service to your country and
Hey.
your city.
Hey, you're doing a service to me, and you don't even know it yet.
I heard of the girl next door, but the feds next door?
And Brett,
He's a wisecracker over here. That's my dad.
I wrote this down as a little thank you,
cousins.
but the FBI, after we've been listening to your podcast, the FBI, we got a bunch of
Did you like and subscribe?
Maytag Maximas that we have at the basement of our building to wash uniforms and stuff. So when you're done, anytime you want to come in and use our machines,
Oh.
Guys, this is actually a huge deal. I've always wondered what. Remember I was talking about the hospital laundry situation?
Yeah.
I got to take a look at that. And they're like, well, compare it to the FBI.
so
That's,
it's actually brand new. Our other ones had just broken, so we just got them. So anytime.
How
but
many were talking?
We're talking 10.
That's a lot of machines.
So okay.
It's more than 9.
Remember-
Less than 11.
Remember the objective.
Okay, the objective is to kill.
That's Brett. That's not funny.
I know.
Also, you do know that everyone is able to hear you as well.
I
right?
know.
Okay.
I'm a comedian. Well, I was a comedian.
Okay.
But these guys are comedians too.
He's on Twitter.
Talk about the operation.
Okay.
I'm on Twitter.
I should talk about the operation?
Yes,
I
get
don't
him
think
to
he'd be
talk.
so happy to hear about this operation going.
Brett.
Uh-huh.
Good luck. whoever you two are.
How you doing?
Nick and
Muggy.
Casey.
Muggy.
Muggy
Nick Nanny,
and Muggy
Casey James
Jr.
Lingo.
But
Nick
Muggy-
and Casey,
Follow them on.
cousins
We're
of
here
Brett.
for the salami convention.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, guys, we're here. We're at the restaurant.
This is gonna be awesome.
We gotta order some tomato sauce.
Oh yeah, you got the tomato sauce.
That's how they know that you're a real Italian mob guy. If you ordered.
I'm just going to ask you guys, we should kind of keep it cool.
Okay.
Can we get some gabagool over here?
I don't think they have
Filet
that.
soul.
Yeah, but this is pretty... It's like we're like secret agents.
This is so cool.
We're undercover.
I'm very excited, man. Thank you for. I didn't want to be a part of it, but I'm very
This
excited.
is like McDonald's to the mob. It's crazy.
This is
Okay.
wild, dude.
Guys, I think that's him.
Okay.
Whoa. See how just everybody takes a look at him when he walks in?
So cool, man.
Shaking hands, he's making deals.
No one ever looks at me. This is awesome.
What do you think he's saying?
I don't know, probably...
Probably, I'm gonna kill you.
I bet every handshake has like $100 bill in the middle of it.
I love that kind of stuff. Money.
Okay. Oh, here he comes.
Okay.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, how you doing?
Brett Davis. Oh.
What?
Yeah. Oh, this is Nick,
Hey, how
Nanny,
you
and
doing?
Casey James
Hey, how you
Salingo.
doing?
I'm only here to see you.
Okay.
All right. Oh,
Mm,
he
sure.
wants us.
Well-
Okay. All right. I guess we'll. Yeah. I guess I gotta go take care of that thing.
Bye. These are just my buds. Mr. Pancelli, thank you so much for coming and meeting with the lowly cleaner, the laundry man, the laundry donkey.
Those guys aren't. They're still here.
Oh yeah, they're
Yeah.
sorry about
Yeah.
that. They're just my laundry head buds.
Yeah. I wasn't expecting that.
Sorry about that. Yeah. So, thanks for meeting with me. I'm the proprietor of Brett's Laundrette Deluxe. Been some of your is underlings the things that I am allowed to say?
This is your place.
Well, no, not this. This is not my place, but
I know it's not your place.
yeah.
I know that.
But yeah, Brett's Laundrette Deluxe. It's on Bleecker Street. It's actually in Janine Garofalo's basement. You know the actress Janine Garofalo, comedian.
Yeah, I know, Janine.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm here with Andrew Panicelli, and I'm a big laundry fan, so I'm just I like an icebreaker in private conversations. I like to say, what's your turge?
Cheer.
Cheer. Interesting. I ask people this a lot, and I never really hear cheer.
It was my mother's turge.
Oh yeah, cheer. It's underrated. It's underrated, but there's a reason why it's part of the Big Six.
It's number one.
Well, yeah, I'm actually a cheer guy too.
Number one in my heart.
Yeah, yeah, Sonny. Yeah, I totally know what you mean. I use cheer too. In fact, I have this game I like to play. This is well, they don't make cheer pods, but they do make Tide Pods. So this is a Tide Pod. I named it Poddington 2. And if at any point during the conversation you want to turn the tide of the conversation, you just spin this Tide Pod, and
Turn the tide.
Yeah, turn the tide of the conversation.
That's good.
Yeah, but I'm a cheer person.
Did you get that from Janine?
Oh no! It's a BD original. Yeah, I've actually before I did laundry, I did comedy.
Sounds like something Janine would come up with.
Oh yeah. Do you know Janine personally?
I know she was,
Oh yeah. I go, well, she's like a local, Jersey, right? Or where are you from
A
originally?
local.
Yeah,
Yeah, she's a local.
yeah. Uh-huh.
You a local?
I
haven't seen you around.
Well, I haven't been around maybe your scene, but I grew up in New Jersey.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and I live in Bushwick right now.
In Bushwick,
Yeah,
from New Jersey.
I'm from New Jersey, living in Bushwick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jersey.
How about you?
Out in the middle of the weeds.
Oh yeah. Where do you live right now?
Jersey.
Okay. Whereabouts? Like what town?
Sea Caucus.
Secaucus. I actually know Secaucus well. Whereabouts in Secaucus?
Well, pardon me.
That's okay. The bread's kind of hard here.
Where in Sea Caucus are you from?
Well, I'm actually not from Secaucus. I'm from a little town called Roxbury, but I'd go to Secaucus a lot because of the. It's on the way to the stadiums and the airport.
Yeah. I'm not really from Sea Caucus.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Is that code?
I thought you would maybe being an underling.
Yeah. Well, am I technically an underling for you now?
If that's what you want to call, how you want to refer to yourself, that's
Well, when we start,
what I'm going to call you from now on.
Okay. It's better than my old
The
nickname.
underling.
Yes. See, I answered to it.
There you go. It's already working.
The guys used to call me Brett the Laundry Donkey.
That's a good one. What are you, Irish or something?
I'm Irish, yeah.
Yeah.
And then they'd sing like "Jiggity Jig, it's Brett the Laundry Donkey." That was a real fun game we'd have.
Yeah. So who are those guys?
Oh, those are just two of my old comedian friends. Yeah, Nick and
Comedians,
Casey.
yeah.
Yeah.
They thought they were funny.
Yeah, they thought they were. I mean, yeah,
I can
think they
tell.
were-
They thought they were funny.
I think they're just excited. They're in Little Italy. When in Rome, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'm funny. That's why I don't do comedy anymore. I do
Oh,
mostly
you're funny.
laundry.
You're funny. You're funny.
Thank you.
Yeah. I can tell you're funny. It's just something you can tell.
Mm-hmm. So when did you get in the biz?
When did I get into biz?
Actually, what I meant to ask
Biz?
is
What are you talking
like
about?
a laundry.
What are you talking about?
Laundry business. Like, what's your first memory of doing your laundry?
You're asking me what my first memory of doing my laundry is?
Yeah.
That's a serious question.
Well, it's just because I own this laundry speakeasy, I like to call it.
Yeah. My first memory of doing a laundry is what's your first memory of doing a laundry?
No one's ever asked me that. I think it was I was an infant child, and I wouldn't stop crying, and my mom would just kind of dip me over the top loader, and almost like a threat, and she would do that late into life. So I remember those memories. I don't remember exactly when it started, but I remember seeing the inside and thinking it was like a cheese grater. And if I got dropped in, that I would be chopped up into little pieces.
Like
But
the inside of the washing machine?
yeah. Not that I'm bringing up chopped up into little pieces for any, not because I'm just bringing that up because it's a.
Well, you wouldn't have known what it was at that age.
Well, yeah, I thought it was a big scary monster or something. I'm sure, but my mom got me doing laundry real early in life.
Got you doing the folding and the cleaning and the.
Yeah, everything. In fact, if I'd screw it up, I'll show you inside of my shirt. I got these scars And what she'd do is she'd put a little fork on the stove, and if I screwed up the laundry, she'd give me a little fork burn.
Ooh.
And these scars kind of go all over my upper body. I look like Killmonger. You saw Black Panther.
Killmonger.
Yeah. Not that I'm bringing up Killmongers for any. It's the good name. Eric Killmonger is the character's name in the Black Panther movie.
You get these scars all over your body?
Just the top half, yeah. And then I got some scars, like this road rash from the car accident I was in recently. So I'm kind of all scarred up.
Ooh. Yeah, I had an uncle who used to burn me with the spoon.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, at the breakfast table, you'd be sitting there with the hot tea or something, and he would just suddenly he'd be there. He would have just touched your hand with it. Nothing like what you're talking about.
Oh, well, I guess it's like an old school thing. The older generations, they burn you with silverware.
Yeah. It's an old school kind of. It's usually a sign of affection. In your case, I'm not sure it was such a sign of affection as much as a.
I think it was. I've kept it up. Mom doesn't burn me anymore, but if I screw up a load, not that I ever do, but nobody's perfect, and not that I've ever screwed up any of your loads, of course, but I'm extra careful with those. But if I did, I would burn myself, but I haven't done it.
Yeah, how was that last load?
If you're talking,
hope you didn't screw that one up.
Well, nope. If you're talking about the last load of laundry specifically brought in, then it flawless. But I guess if you're talking about just general loads of whatever, I did run into some difficulty on the way to the Far Rockaways. But I've heard that it's been taken care of, so
Okay, well we're only as good as our last load.
Yeah, that's I wish I could have that
what
framed.
What kind of problems did you encounter?
Oh, I think it was the Hashimkov guy, Artep Hashimkov. I think he had a laundry problem that I had to clean up.
A technical difficulty, or was it more of a personal thing?
Well, it was a technical difficulty. We en route with the Hashimkov load, I got into this aforementioned car accident. Yeah.
You got in a car accident?
Yeah.
That sounds like a very time-consuming thing to have happen.
Well, it was time-consuming, yeah, but I immediately called my Connect and let them know the story.
Did you call AAA, or how did you get? What happened? Did you get a flat tire, or?
I wasn't in the driver's seat, so it was someone else's fault.
Did you have to stop and wait for the cops to come and then exchange information, insurance, and all that stuff?
Thankfully, there was no other cars on the road. There was another guy, but I guess I don't know the difference between the cleaner and the fixer. I thought I was
Did you hit them, or did they hit you?
I hit them, and this
and
fixer.
They didn't ask for your insurance?
He didn't have the breath to ask me for the insurance. So. Accidents happen when you're doing laundry.
All right.
So
okay, we'll be looking into that one.
Well, that's why I wanted to meet with you and just be a man about my mistakes.
That's good. That's yeah. Well, things have a way of coming back.
Mm-hmm.
When there's a screw up like that, or inconsistency of any kind.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Those things have a way of trickling back, coming back.
I don't want to be. Well, you're the last person I'd ever want to complain to. But when this working relationship started happening at the Laundrette Deluxe, some of the other underlings would just come by. They'd say, "Oh, it's a laundry donkey," and they'd make jokes, and I'd clean the clothes. I'd do a pretty good job of cleaning the clothes because that's my forte. And then these other different types of loads would start piling up, and not quite my thing. And the tudes on some of your pals are, yeah.
Well, you guys got to work it out amongst yourselves.
Mm-hmm. They're just a little rude.
Yeah, that's you guys are at that level. Yeah, you just gotta. It's like
Well, somebody at your level could really just stamp that out, or say, you've done enough.
You graduate or you don't. You go through the different levels. Everybody has to start somewhere. At the bottom.
Mm-hmm. But I'm thinking that
how far do you intend to go?
That's the thing. I never really intended on climbing any ladders. It was more just like different loads were dumped in my doorstep. But actually,
you have some ambition. I mean, it's you gotta have some ambition in life.
Well, I'd actually love to
come this far.
That's right. And I'd love to know a little bit about maybe the next opportunity, some details. Where, when, who, etc.
So, in other words, you're hoping one day to go legit. You want to go into this laundry business in a.
I'm kind of confused. Yes, I would love to go legit in the laundry business, but I'm not talking doublespeak right now. It's my sincere dream to be a laundromat owner, proprietor, stomp out all the competition.
That's beautiful. You have a beautiful dream. How do you see this? Do you want to move you want to move this operation uptown? You want to go out into the boroughs where all the kids seem to be moving nowadays? Because no one lives in Manhattan anymore. They're spreading out in all the other boroughs. Is that where you want to take your business to?
Yeah, I would kind of love to.
You want to go out to
get on the ground floor of the next hip neighborhood. Because I think that's what I was chasing with my comedy. Like the hip young people, and I think I could reach them with laundry, even better, and sort of revolutionize the game and have like-minded people, and not be working out of a basement of
So you're not actually leaving show business. You're going into the laundry business, hoping to make a comeback in that medium.
Well, that would actually be pretty nice if I got so famous from being a laundromat owner that people would be like, let's hear what this guy has to say. That would be like two dreams in one.
Well, that does bring to mind my second favorite detergent.
Oh yeah,
Solo.
2-in-1. Yeah. Okay, that's one you never hear when I question. Not that I'm questioning you. I mean, when I question people about their favorite detergent. I don't know what I'm talking about. Solo's great.
2-in-1.
2-in-1. But I'm a Tide Cheer guy, so
Tide Cheer. Yeah, those are some good brands.
I'm also, I like Snuggle.
Snuggle.
Mm-hmm.
It says a lot about you.
Oh well. Do you remember those commercials? The hey, I'm Snuggle.
I kind of do remember that. Yeah.
If you don't remember, I gotta show you. These ads were so great.
What are you going on YouTube?
Yeah. Just give me a second. Yeah. Oh, it's a classic from '84.
Once upon a time, fabric softeners cost a lot, but now there's new Snuggle fabric softener.
Hi, I'm Snuggle. Snuggly softness. That's really less expensive. Look, I get towels fluffy, blankets cuddly, clothes don't cling, smell fresh too. Get your wash snuggly soft ever after.
Try new Snuggle fabric softener. Snuggly softness that's really less expensive.
I see this makes me get ASMR.
I don't know what that is. Please explain.
Oh, that's just when people listen to videos of people talking quietly and softly, and it's It's all just about the vibe, and that's what the snuggle voice does for me. It actually really relaxes me, and I'm glad I listened to it because it was kind of had the jitters a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? You know what kind of puts me in that trance-like state? Are the stripes on the Woolite bottle.
Yeah.
I used to trance out. It was just to be in the laundry room in the basement of my building, and I'd see someone would be using a Woolite that would be up on a shelf there, and I would just become hypnotized by the graphics on the label of the Woolite bottle.
So interesting. You know, most people would kind of raise an eyebrow at me for just like sometimes I just stare at laundry detergent bottles. Sometimes a little more.
For me, it's the smell of the plastic.
Oh yeah,
it's the plastic. It's the chemicals. There is something in these substances, these dispersants, if you will, and that oil-based plastic material that it all comes in.
Oh, trust me, I know all of it. Have you ever felt it?
I've never talked with anybody about this stuff before. It's kind of strange.
Well, it's not strange. It's actually very normal. Most people feel this way about laundry detergent.
I like this sort of words, names, things like Clorox, borax.
Yeah.
These things that sound like stuff that you would dissolve a body in or something. Anything with an X in it, I guess.
It won't work though. I've tried. I haven't tried.
That's good. It's well, you're a cleaner.
I'm a cleaner. I am literally a cleaner, but also a cleaner for you.
What do you find to be the best, the most effective cleaner is for stains?
Like
sort of
stains, or
I'm talking about like protein-based stains.
Yeah, well, I'm a type cheer guy, so I'd have to say, that's stains, whether they're on clothes or, like you said, protein based. You spill enough of that out there, and it'll do the job. People will be like, "Oh, why is there all this detergent everywhere?" They're not going to really look further into it because the smell will mask things, the color masks things.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just got to get rid of stuff.
Yeah. I know all about it. I'll never forget the first time I killed the Kilt Festival in Los Angeles.
Kilt?
Yeah, just I was at this bar, the Tilted Kilt in L.A., one of those classic L.A. Irish pubs, and I saw a guy, and I was under a duress, and he was just there, and I was under the bridge, if you know the Red Hot. Do you know the Red Hot Chili Peppers?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know that song. I don't ever want to feel like I did that day. Yeah. You know it.
That's a good tune.
It's a good tune. Yeah, and I never want to feel like I did that day because I had a big mess on my hands, and I was just...
was that at the House of Irish Coffee on Fairfax?
It was
Where
more...
was that?
I yes.
You said L.A., right?
I said L.A., yeah. It was more just literally under a bridge at that point because I had a few.
But it started out at the House of Irish Coffee.
Well, how many crazy nights start out at Houses of Irish Coffee?
I think that's where they had that Kilt Festival.
That's right. Yeah. Can I just be very transparent? Sometimes I don't know what is a metaphor in talking to you.
Metaphor?
Mm-hmm. Like in a very broad sense, like when you say Irish coffee, are you actually talking about Irish coffee, or are you talking about like beer?
Actually, I'm talking about the House of Irish Coffee on Fairfax.
Oh, so it's an actual place. I've never been there.
It's no longer there.
Well, there we go. Yeah. So I'm just trying to be very transparent about everything because I think
they went away.
Oh, okay. They went away. Yeah.
So now we're talking in metaphors again.
I see. Okay. So yeah, sometimes you just gotta.
I don't usually get called out on the way I talk, but sometimes I speak in literal terms, if you will. Sometimes in metaphors.
You're the Riddler.
Well, I always like the Penguin.
Mm-hmm. Why? Oh, well, yeah.
It's a Burgess Meredith. I don't know.
That's why. Yeah. Not because he's a big crime boss or something. It's the most aside from the weird nose, it's just like a crime boss.
Good actor.
Good actor. Great.
That's all I'm talking about.
Great and Rocky.
That's all I'm talking
about.
Yeah. Sometimes that's a good actor. I think that counts in life. I really do.
Actually, for a spell, I tried to use that long cigarette holder. I wasn't actually a smoker, so I thought, if I wanted to have the appearance of being a smoker, this would have a long distance for the smoke to travel without actually getting and polluting my lungs. But I'd walk around with it, sort of like a Gatsby type thing I was going for, and people weren't into it.
People weren't into it?
They actually weren't into it.
Were you into it?
I was pretty into it, but people just were like, Brett, you gotta stop that. That's weird. And that's back when I listened.
And then you
people.
stopped doing it?
Yeah, but now I kind of.
Why do you let that happen? Don't let anybody influence you.
Okay. Yeah.
You shouldn't have let that happen. You should have, as long as you liked the long cigarette filter, it shouldn't have mattered. It shouldn't have mattered what anyone else thought of it. That's all I'm saying.
Well, thank you. I actually had the same thing. I was in the hut, the butt hut. You know what I mean? Ooh, I don't need to talk about.
Metaphor? I don't know what you.
I was in prison. Yeah. And they didn't like my funky dancing. And I said, you know what? To hell with them. And I put on a show. I did some comedy. I did some funky dancing. Do you ever funky dance?
Yeah, when I've had a little New Year's Eve,
I've had a little bit too. You want a funky dance? I'll turn this up so that, maybe other people get up out of their seats and start dancing. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You're getting into it.
Oh, yeah.
This is my favorite musician, Edward Train.
Edward Train.
Mm-hmm. If you ever have like a...
Is he from Philly?
Yeah, I'm not really sure where he's from. I think he's from the West Coast somewhere. But if you ever have a big event or something, you need to get the party started, you should hit up Edward Train.
Get that LA, that West Coast
vibe. He's got that sort of a Snoop Doggy Dogg kind of NWA, but like.
Oh, you like that on West Coast vibe?
Well, when it comes to Edward Train, yeah,
okay.
I'm into whatever he's doing.
All right. I'm just thought East Coast, West Coast. Your loyalty seems to come down on in a West Coast.
Well, no, my I actually hate LA. I don't. I hate the West Coast entirely. In fact, especially if it comes down to life or death. Not that I'm saying it is, but if it did come down to life or death, I'm East Coast do or die.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Last time I was out in LA, I went to the beach.
Mm-hmm.
I got a big stain on my foot.
A stain on your foot?
Yeah, it was an oil slick.
I'm so sorry. Did it reach your clothes?
It got on my socks.
Well, you know what you do. You pre-treat it. A little baking soda. Toss it in. Keep it separate from your other clothes because you don't want the oil spreading, especially if it's a dark color.
Oh, that smell was around for days everywhere I went.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you can get rid of the stain, but not the smell.
Yeah. See, that's why some people are so married. I don't know if you have in-unit. I'm assuming you do. But, You're
assuming I do what?
You have an in-unit washer-dryer.
Oh, yeah. Well, I got one of those combos.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an LG.
Well,
A
I'd say
combo washer dryer.
combos are
Things always breaking down.
combos are touchy.
I've had the guy come over like 2 or 3 times.
There's a reason why the toilet's not in the kitchen. But I always say to people, every once in a while, just go do your laundry at a laundromat, because it is the corridor of dreams. You could offer new cleanliness that relaxes you and puts you into a zen state of mind. But then also when you're out traveling, and you get a random oil stain, it's not like, well, I'm not in my normal laundry setup. You could get whatever you need to get done.
I'm into the idea of leaving these things up to other people.
Oh, well, yeah, I'm sure, yeah.
But this was, it was so personal. It was on my skin. I could not get it. I could not get the stain out for weeks.
Mm-hmm. Well, you just pour a little Tide on there, or Cheer.
Right onto the skin.
Yeah. So I've dipped my I've gotten a lot of laundry detergent. Once you build up a little bit of a tolerance, it's fine to have on your skin.
I just got a text.
Mm-hmm.
Something went wrong with that little car accident that you had.
Something further? Oh, well, yeah.
As we sit here chatting so enjoyably.
Yeah. Well, so unfortunate when business interferes with pleasure.
Well, I think we're going to have to address ourselves to that issue.
No, I'll say this. Yes, I did bring somebody that is not really part of the family. Because I was actually recording a laundry podcast with this person, and they were part of the car accident as well. There was a third person, both me and the person that got hit, and then this third person.
Sounds like you guys were having a little too much fun with your laundry podcast, and something happened that shouldn't ought to have happened.
Yeah, we were having a lot of fun.
No, we're not playing games anymore here.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
We're gonna we have to establish some kind
I
of.
didn't mean for this to happen.
No. There's gonna have to be some form of restitution.
I didn't mean for this to happen.
Blew it, kid.
I'm so sorry. I just want to hug.
Yeah, have some Kleenex.
Can you hug me, please? I'm so not gonna
Look, and I'll talk to my father. We're gonna straighten this thing out, okay? Stop shaking. Stop shaking. It's all gonna be all right, okay? It's too late to get a new guy. We have to keep you. We have no choice about it, all right?
Thank you. I'm sorry.
That's what I'm saying. You should have never got rid of that filter, that cigarette filter. All right? That was your confidence. That was your Achilles heel. You let these people walk all over you. You let them make you think that it was unmanly or silly or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have to get you a new one of those.
Well, get me one. It'll be part of my whole new deal, and I won't screw up the next mission, so just tell me all the details
That
now.
was the key to your confidence right there. That was your personality. That was like the alfalfa's hair. That little thing, that pointy thing sticking on the top of his head.
Mm-hmm.
When he lost that, his whole life spiraled out of control.
I always saw myself as the alfalfa type.
Hey, how about that guy's story? Have you heard about that guy's story? Have you heard about him?
No. I don't really know much about him. I know some of them had kind of rough lives.
He started a laundromat after things sort of went downhill with his career. Yeah.
What? Alfalfa started a laundromat?
Yes, he did.
I truly always saw myself as more of the alfalfa. Oh, yeah.
He had a very successful laundromat on Wilshire Boulevard.
Mm-hmm.
In the Westwood area back in the 1940s.
Okay. This must have been sort of a deluxe thing.
But then he got mixed up in the rackets and he got what was coming to him.
Oh, well, that's what happens.
That is what happens.
Yeah.
One thing leads to another, and if you're not careful.
What was his laundromat called?
Spanky's.
Oh.
It was a cover, like.
Yeah.
Not a very good one because you can pretty much assume that any place named Spanky's might have something to do with a guy named Alfalfa. If you look at the paperwork, if there is any paperwork, that's why I keep telling you never write anything down, okay? I see these papers all over your table here with like writings on them.
Well, these are just notes for conversation.
I don't care what they are. Just keep it in your head from here on in. I think this may have had something to do with your mishap out in Montclair, wherever you were when you had this fender bender.
It was en route to the Far Rockaways. Although I love Montclair, great independent movie theater, fun music venue.
Yeah, the film festival out there. Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Yeah.
I love Montclair, but yeah. I
went to a barbecue out in Montclair last August.
Oh yeah,
lovely place. Yes.
Stephen Colbert's house. He lives out there. Lauryn Hill's house. All Montclair residents.
Whoa. Well, yeah, there's that part of town.
Oh yeah.
And then the other part of town.
Yeah, good. I guess you're where those big houses are, right? Yeah. I've seen some of those. Maybe one with like a statue out front. Big bushes and stuff.
Yeah, with the big Christmas display. Always the most lights and the biggest, most festive display.
So you don't live in Secaucus?
No, I live in Teaneck.
Is that code for something? I don't really know Teaneck too well.
I can't tell you where I live.
I'd love to know though, just man to man.
Man to man.
Did you? I've kept secrets before. I worked for Mark Ruffalo. I very briefly was a nanny for him until. It's a long story, but I had to get fired.
You got fired from the jump being a nanny for Mark Ruffalo?
Yeah, I had this sort of prison vendetta thing. So I know how it is. I know, but no one.
Yeah, I think I heard about that.
Oh yeah. I guess I've talked to the guys about my time in the butt hut.
Yeah, dancing around to West Coast rap in the butt hut.
I wouldn't say it's West Coast rap, but it is maybe a little bit rap influenced. Yeah. But I just want to say I can keep secrets. Nobody knew where Mark Ruffalo
You're no
lived.
snitch, huh?
Yeah, sure. I brought some, podcast guests over to his home, and when he recorded and stuff. But never once did I give away the address. And I don't think I've ever given the address to Janine Garofalo's home either. So
you're a stand-up guy.
I am a stand-up
You're
guy.
You're what we like to call
I'm not a stand-up comedian.
in
more
the
of an
organization.
oh, sorry.
A stand-up guy.
Well, thank you. So, give me some specific details about the next mission, then. Because I want to prove to you that I am the stand-up guy and not the Oh, not the mixed bag of nuts that I was on the last one with the Shimikov guy. Yeah.
You mean those guys who was just in here?
Oh, no. Those guys were not involved.
How many of these have you done?
Podcasts, man. I've been doing them every week for maybe 2 years now. Almost. Yeah. It's been. I got nice little setup in the Laundrette Deluxe. Of course, never. The underlings would question why I. They think that I was giving away some details about different, activities, nefarious or otherwise, and I told them no. And that's really when the communication breakdown happened with them. And that's when they started giving me, instead of a sweater, here's a whatever, and like, yeah, and I actually, if I could refer to one of these notes here, I was pretty upset about it, and I kind of wrote something. So if you wouldn't mind. I'm just gonna set.
Sure, I'll indulge you.
Yeah. Were you into the Eddie Murphy?
Is that what this
album?
Is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that?
Put it in your butt.
Well, no, that's more of the comedy. I meant when he went just totally like, this is my sincere attempt to be a pop star. He did it recently too, put out a reggae album.
I like Put It In Your Butt.
Well, this is more of like a serious song. Rick James produced it.
That was a funny album. Put It In Your Butt.
Oh yeah, very funny. But sometimes comedians need to be taken seriously, and I respect that aspect of it too. First they say I'm the cleaner, and now they want to hurt me. After all the clothes I washed for you. You like this so far?
Keep going.
And they stick up their noses, try to cut off my fingers. They all know my dark secrets, what am I to do? I want to do laundry all the time, laundry all the time, laundry all the time. I want to do laundry all the time, laundry all the time. Pretty cool, right?
Hey, that's a hit record.
Yeah. You involved in the entertainment business at all?
You give me that, I can send that to Quincy Jones.
Really? You know Quincy?
Yeah, well, like this.
Oh wow! I was gonna describe that when you said it's like this, your fingers were together. But who would I be describing it to?
No, I realized once I said it, well, like this, that no one's gonna know what that means. But I can get it to Phil Spector.
I like Phil Spector. Yeah,
him I can get it to.
What about
Quincy Jones? I don't really know if I can get it to him.
What about Phil Spector? Is it the Wall of Sound?
Yeah, I think that would sound good with like a really tight production. Because you did that yourself, right? In the laundromat.
I actually did. It's
I mean, I could hear.
I'd like to thank the people at Karaoke Diamonds for the backing track. Actually.
Oh, all right. I thought I heard like sort of washer and dryer sounds in the background.
Oh well, I did. I did add a little flourish to it.
Okay.
But thank you for noticing that.
I was going to say, so I wasn't just hearing things. You should make it, it goes with this whole theme, of like the laundromat. You should have that sort of in the background.
Yeah, that would be a fun production flourish. And, it is that wall of sound that Phil Spector did, just that's what I like about it. It's like this white noise that kind of envelops you when you're at the laundromat, just all these different machines going.
Yeah, it's the sort of warm, embryonic kind of encapsulating warmth, with like a sort of a sadness to it as well.
Weird sadness. So I'd love to know some of the details of the next mission, because I just kind of want to get done with this, These guys, they're
all right.
not
Well, you gotta
so
get
nice.
your easy pass renewed. Okay, you gotta get your.
Okay, I don't know if I'm allowed to drive now that I've done this vehicular man blanker. I don't know what my status is with that, so.
All right, that's inconvenient, but we'll. There's public transportation.
Okay, yeah,
All
I take a bus all the time.
Fort Lee.
Fort Lee, yeah.
All right. Saturday. 4:30 a.m. I know it's early.
That's very early, and I'm more of a night.
Gotta be there. Just stay up.
I'm more of a night guy.
Make that part of your night.
Well, yeah, but I usually go to sleep around 4:30. That's like saying wake up when you go to sleep. So if we could do any other time than 4:30, I would really love that.
Well, I'm afraid there's no negotiating here. This is a non-negotiable thing. So you'll be there, or I don't like to say it.
Okay. This is where the communication breakdown's happening again. The metaphors. I don't like.
No,
to,
I mean it literally. You must be there. 4:30 a.m.
Yeah, but you don't.
I'll send you the rest of the.
You don't want to say it. Is it a curt? What or what?
We need you to pick something up.
Pick something up. Okay. Well, now I'm just. At least the past.
I'll send you the address. It's going to be in the recycling bin.
Okay.
Outside the house.
Outside. Okay. Again,
the blue. Those are the recycling bins. The blue bins.
I know what a recycling bin is.
So you go there, 4:30 a.m. It's going to take all of a minute to reach in. Just grab the trash bag that's inside the bin.
Mm-hmm.
Hop on the bus.
Now, will any of the underlings be present?
No, this is a solo mission.
Okay. But if I were to come maybe a few hours earlier at a more convenient time for me, I might see some of the guys at work, the men at work.
Do you want to see the guys?
Yeah, I'd like to see the guys. I'd like to kind of.
Do you want to do socializing?
I'd like to clear up some of the bad blood we have. I don't know if you caught my song, but I'm still a little bit sore about it.
The song you just played?
Yeah.
I wasn't listening to the lyrics.
Oh, I'll do it again.
Be my guest.
Okay. We'll just start over. It's got this long intro. So I'll just skip it a little bit. First they say I'm the cleaner, but now they want to hurt me. Sorry, I hit the wrong one. After all the clothes I washed for you. Oh, now I'm getting it. Yeah, okay. They stick up their noses, try to cut off my fingers. That's actually a real thing. They actually said, I'm going to cut your fingers off. How rude. What am I to do? I want to do laundry all the time, laundry all the time, laundry. You can join in. I want to do laundry all the time, laundry all the time. I don't know if you caught some. There's some, there's a little meat.
They threatened to cut off your fingers.
They threatened to cut off my fingers if I wouldn't do whatever.
How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel betrayed.
You thought these guys were your friends, huh?
Mm-hmm. But I guess we're just co-workers. But we're friends.
Sounds like there's not a lot of trust in the relationship.
Yeah. They should trust me more.
They should.
I'm a stand-up guy, and not because of my comedy past. So Fort Lee, Sunday.
Saturday,
2:30 in the morning.
That's right. 4:30 in the morning.
Okay.
Saturday. So
but I can be early and talk to the guys.
You want to start getting ready around, Friday night. You want to meet the guys for a drink on Friday night? Take some ecstasy.
I would love to know what
Go to a club.
I'd love to do ecstasy. I've never done ecstasy before.
There's a club in Fort Lee. You
Okay.
can go there. You can hang out until the place closes.
Oh, club in Fort Lee. That sounds like fun.
And there's a 24-hour diner. You
Bridge
can
and
head up.
tunnel
Uh,
crowd.
10-minute walk from the destination.
Okay. And all the guys will be there? Will I see you there?
I will not be there.
Okay. But the guys will be there doing crimes.
I will not be there. I will be hearing about what goes on there.
Okay. Which is... Sorry, the metaphors again. What am I picking up? Is it laundry or is it?
There's a garbage
Dead?
bag, right?
A dead
In the recycling
a dead
bin.
blank in the recycling bin.
Yeah.
Maybe some protein stains. Okay.
Big ones.
Well, I really appreciate you trusting me with this after my goof, and if this is a family, then you're a real father figure to me, and I just wanted to say that.
Well, you're like Tom Hagen,
I don't know who that is.
It's we want to keep you around as long as we can. Okay. We value your participation in our business here. So, second chances.
I love you, Dad.
Okay, pal. Keep your chin up.
Thank you. Well, that's the part of the night where I make my exit. So, I'll just see you later. Here are the lyrics for the song. I want you to have them.
You want me to have the lyrics? You have them written down?
Yeah.
Handwritten lyrics?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
This is a stream of consciousness, baby. It just flows.
Yeah.
Again, I love you, Dad.
I know.
Forever Dog.
This has been a Forever Dog production. Executive produced by Brett Boehm, Joe Cilio, and Alex Ramsey. For more original podcasts, please visit foreverdogpodcasts.com and subscribe to our shows on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Keep up with the latest Forever Dog news by following us on Twitter and Instagram @ForeverDogTeam and liking our page on Facebook.
Hey there. Congratulations. You made it all the way through that episode. Wow.
We did not think you were going to be able to do it.
It
We
was
barely
touch and
could.
go.
Yeah. Anyway, now that you did, Michael and I have a pretty cool surprise for you. We are going to get high.
What?
Come
What are
on,
you
let's
talking
light up
about?
that joint, baby,
No,
with our
Colin,
listeners.
that is not what we do. Literati is a podcast about books. What? It's not about getting stoned.
I thought we had a special treat.
You
for
don't even smoke weed. You freak out.
Yeah, but
and
I
get
was
paranoid.
I thought we had a special treat or surprise for the listeners who made it to the end of the
Yeah,
episode.
we're gonna play them a clip from our show. Not how would we get everybody high? That doesn't even make
Honestly,
sense.
I didn't. I don't really listen to podcasts. I didn't know if
That's
they.
true.
I'm guessing they had the technology to do
no,
that.
they
Yeah.
don't. That's such a weird. No, Colin, we're not going to get anybody high. We're not getting high.
Okay.
I actually think that you shouldn't be promoting that on this podcast.
Yeah.
to tell
Okay.
people
Fine. But if you want to get high at home, sure, do it. But we're not promoting it.
That's neither here nor there. We're going to play a clip from our podcast with Josh Sharp. So just listen and enjoy that.
And get high.
What? And with that in mind, we'd like to take the pressure off of us for a second and introduce you to the reader of today. He's a recent NYU dropout, and we know that means a recipe for success.
Oh, yes, indeed. Dropping out of school and into our hearts, we have young novelist and self-proclaimed genius, Clint Dimples, for you. Enjoy.
Hello, my name is Clint Dimples, and this is a piece of short literature that I call The Story. There was once a girl with deep brown hair who lived with her grandfather in a small cabin upstate. Though her parents, who had been professors, died 8 months before in an automobile accident while returning from an academic conference on the viability of the universal basic income, the girl was of a happy sort, her optimism only fading to melancholia on nights such as these, when the rain shuddering at the windows made her wish for her mother's arms. Her grandfather, a wiry man with a great beak of a nose, had just climbed the old stairs to her attic bedroom when he heard her quiet sniffles. "Is everything all right?" he asked the girl. "I'm just having trouble sleeping," she said. "It's hard sometimes." "Yes, I know," said the grandfather. "Maybe a story would help?" The little girl nodded, and so the old man began. There once was a girl with deep brown hair who lived with her grandfather in a small cabin upstate. Though her parents, who had been professors, died 8 months before in an automobile accident while returning from an academic conference on the viability of the universal basic income, the girl was of a mostly happy sort, her optimism only fading to melancholia on nights such as these, when the rain shuddering at the windows made her wish for her mother's arms. Her grandfather, a wiry man with a great beak of a nose, had just climbed the old stairs to her attic bedroom when he heard her quiet sniffles. "Is everything all right?" he asked the girl. "I'm just having trouble sleeping," she said. "It's hard sometimes." "Yes, I know," said the grandfather. "Maybe a story would help?" The little girl nodded, and so the old man began. There once was a girl with deep brown hair who lived with her grandfather in a small cabin upstate. Though her parents, who had invented the soda stream, were murdered 8 months before while leaving a Papa John's pizza in Bridgeport, Connecticut, the girl was of a mostly happy sort, her optimism only fading to melancholia on nights such as these when the rain shuddering at the windows made her wish for her mother's arms. Her grandfather, a wiry man with a great beak of a nose, had just climbed the old stairs to her attic bedroom when he heard her quiet sniffles. "Is everything all right?" he asked the girl. "I'm just having trouble sleeping," she said. "It's hard sometimes." "Yes, I know," said the grandfather. "Maybe a story would help?" The little girl nodded, and so the old man began. There was once a girl with deep brown hair who lived with her grandfather in a small cabin upstate. Though her parents, who had been professors, died 8 months before in an automobile accident while returning from an academic conference on the viability of the universal basic income, the girl was of a mostly happy sort, her optimism only fading to melancholia on nights such as these when the rain shuddering at the window made her wish for her mother's arms. Her grandfather, a wiry man with a great beak of a nose, had just climbed the old stairs to her attic bedroom when he heard her quiet sniffles. "Is everything all right?" he asked the girl. "I'm just having trouble sleeping," she said. "It's hard sometimes." "I know how that is," said the grandfather, "with the trouble sleeping." "Is that why you sleep on the roof?" the little girl asked. "Yes, that's why. That's why I sleep on the roof." "I see," she said. "And no other reason," he yelled. "Okay, cool, fine," said the girl. "Will you tell me a story?" "Huh?" said the old man. "A story. Oh, yeah, sure, right, story, yeah. Oh, I can do that." And so the old man began. There once was a girl with deep brown hair who lived with her grandfather in a small cabin upstate. Though her parents, who had been professors, died 8 months before in an automobile accident while returning from an academic conference on the viability of the universal basic income, the girl was of a mostly happy sort, her optimism only failing to melancholy on nights such as these when the rain shuddering at the windows made her wish for her mother's arms. Her grandfather, a wiry man with a great beak of a nose, long, pointed, and yellow, like a beak, this nose, like a big fucking beak. Her grandfather, the man, had just climbed the old stairs to her attic bedroom when he heard her quiet sniffles. "Is everything all right?" he asked the girl. "I'm just having trouble sleeping," she said. "It's hard sometimes." "Yes, I know," he said, scratching at his big fucking beak nose. "Maybe a story would help?" "Sure, Grandpapa, but what's happening to you?" "Whatever do you mean?" he asked. "Your nose, it's turned into a beak like that of a bird." And sure enough, it had, the nose, ossified into a large yellow beak. "Squawk," said the grandfather. "Squawk, squawk," as feathers, deep blue and red feathers, began to shoot out of his back. "Squawk," he said. "Squawk." "Why, grandfather," the little girl cried, "you're turning into a bird. A real fucking bird with a giant fucking beak. It's amazing." His feet now claws, he reached over and stood atop the girl's wrists. Then he flapped and flapped until he started to rise, over the bed, clutching the small girl beneath him. His great wings swatting at the walls, he tilted his feathered crown forward and burst, beak first, out of the large attic window. The girl hung below him as they made their way up, higher and higher, until the house was but a speck below them. She looked up. "Thank you, Grandpapa. Thank you. Thank you for transforming into a big fucking bird and taking flight." And then the old man let forth a mighty squawk, spread his wings wide, and the two soared off into the warm night air, floating and finally free. The end. "What a lovely story," said the little girl, But I must ask, was the grandpa in that story, the one who turned into a bird, was he supposed to be you? Me? The old man replied. Whatever you mean. I mean, said the little girl, that maybe it is you who wants to be a bird? I'm asking in part because I know you like to sleep on the roof. I told you about that already. I just do that because I like it. No other reason, he shouted. Well, sure, said the girl, but the way in which you chew my food up for me and our winter trips down south, it just all makes me think that maybe you want to be a bird for some reason, which, to be honest, is sort of a ridiculous notion given that you're a grown man. And so if you actually want to be a bird, well, I don't know, maybe you're just crazy. Okay, story time is over, said the old man. I'm turning off the lights now. It's time for bed. He pulled the chain on the lamp and all was still. I know you have to use the ladder in my room to climb onto the roof, Grandpa, said the little girl. So you can turn the lights back on and get it if you want. Okay, I'll turn them on just because I want to turn them on. How about that, said the old man, fumbling for the chain. There we go. They're on. The lights are on. Oh, and look, it's the ladder I need to get on the roof. I better go up there to check on some of the tiles and the roofing and other things. Not to sleep, just to, check it out. You won't mind turning the lights off once I'm up there, just in case I take a while. No, Grandpapa, of course not. All right, he said, here I go, up the ladder to check on the tiles. Night-night, I'm almost to the top. Shutting the hatch behind him, the old man sat down on the roof, pulled his knees to his chest, then looked up to the sky and quietly sobbed. A pigeon landed on his shoulder, and the man gently scooped the bird in his palms and pulled it close. Not today, he whispered, snot running down his face. Maybe someday, but not today. The end. What a sad story, said the little girl. I feel sad for the man in that story who told that other story, the man who wanted to be a bird. Yes, the old man replied, but sometimes it is the sad stories that give us comfort, that remind us of how lucky we are to have what we have. Your parents left you with a great fortune, and you should take solace in that. She nodded. Yes, but I still miss Mom and Pop. She paused. Grandpa, do you think they'll ever find who murdered my parents in front of that Papa John's Pizza in Bridgeport, Connecticut? The grandfather thought for a moment. No, I'm almost certain they will not. He drew in a labored breath. I was very careful. The girl looked up at him. You are what? I said I was careful. He stood up over her bed. And what's more, I'm not like the old man in that story, pretending to be something he's not. It's time you know who I really am, little girl. I murdered your parents outside of that Papa John's Pizza in Bridgeport, Connecticut. The girl pulled back towards the wall. You what? Why would you do that? Because I wanted that SodaStream money. And with them gone, now only you stand in my way. In one quick motion, he removed the knife from his sleeve and plunged it into the little girl's chest. He pulled her close to his face and whispered, Let me hear you squawk before you fly away, little bird. Let me hear you squawk. Stop, 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 the little girl shouted. I don't like it when the stories turn scary. I'm sorry if I gave you a fright, said the old man, catching himself. I just thought a little adventure story might take your mind off things. Yes, but a story about a man who tells a story of some other man who lies and yet another story as a way of revealing that he's murdered a little girl's parents when I'm here sad about my parents? What are you thinking, you old kook? And what was all that bird stuff? You're right, the old man replied, standing up from bed. I guess I just got away from myself. He backed out of the room. Good night, it won't happen again. He opened the bedroom door and tumbled into the dark, empty vacuum of space. The house fell away from him and he slowly drifted, naked now to his boxer shorts, earth far off in the distance. A chorus of male voices, hundreds of them, came at him from every direction. You've done well, my good and favored son. Squawk. Know that you are good and strong, and that your cock is mighty and powerful. Squawk. And as he crossed into the black hole, his every atom splitting into more energy than powers our sun, his frozen form on the event horizon trapped for eternity was that of a man, arms spread wide and reaching for something greater. The end. I don't get it, said the little girl. Come to think of it, said the old man, me either. He gave her a kiss on the head. A nightingale landed on the windowsill. He pulled out an old Luger he'd stolen from a Nazi during the war, and then he shot the bird dead. The end.